October 1907. A skinny 18-year-old clutches his art portfolio outside Vienna's Academy of Fine Arts. His palms sweat. Inside that leather folder are drawings that will determine whether he becomes a struggling artist in bohemian cafes or the architect of humanity's darkest chapter. His name, Adolf Hitler. The Academy rejects him. Buildings, decent enough. Human figures, awful. Creativity, non-existent. Try architecture instead, they suggest. He tries again in 1908. Rejected again. Devastated, he spirals into homelessness and rage. 30 years later, that rejected artist orders the murder of 6 million Jews. He plunges the world into war that kills 70 million people. Cities burn, civilizations crumble, the world bleeds. But here's the chilling question that haunts historians. What if that art school had just said yes? Could one acceptance letter have saved 70 million lives? The acceptance. Let's rewrite history. October 1907, same examination room, same mediocre paintings. But this time, the Academy has extra spots. Hitler's application lands in the yes pile. He opens that letter with shaking hands. Congratulations! You have been accepted. He's ecstatic. For 4 years, he's not sleeping on park benches. He's attending lectures, mixing paint, arguing about art in smoke-filled cafes. He's surrounded by Jewish professors, socialist classmates, liberal thinkers, all the people he would later try to exterminate. Exposure changes people. You can't easily hate someone after you've borrowed their paintbrushes or debated Klimt with them over wine. By 1911, Hitler graduates. His paintings remain mediocre. Rigid buildings, awkward people, zero innovation. But he's competent enough to scrape by. He sells postcards, maybe teaches drawing, perhaps lands commercial illustration work. He lives quietly, pays rent, worries about money like every struggling artist. Then, June 1914, a Serbian nationalist murders Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Europe explodes into war. The war still happens. Here's the brutal truth. World War I doesn't need Hitler. The alliances are set. The tensions are boiling. The assassination just lights the fuse. The Great War unfolds as before. Machine guns mow down millions. Poison gas chokes soldiers. Artillery turns landscapes into moonscapes. Europe tears itself apart. In our timeline, Hitler served on the Western Front. In this timeline, he's painting landscapes in Bavaria. Maybe he serves quietly. Maybe he gets an exemption. Either way, he's just another face. Germany still loses. The Treaty of Versailles still crushes them. The economy collapses into hyperinflation. By 1923, you need a wheelbarrow of cash to buy bread. Unemployment soars. An entire nation is humiliated and furious. This is the critical point. Hitler didn't create these conditions. He exploited them. Remove Hitler, and you still have millions of angry, desperate Germans looking for someone to blame. You still have economic catastrophe. You still have wounded national pride. The question isn't whether someone fills that void. The question is, who? Someone else takes the stage. The German Workers' Party, soon the Nazi Party, still forms in 1919. In our timeline, Hitler hijacked it. In this timeline, he's selling watercolors. But the party doesn't dissolve. Other ambitious, angry men are waiting. Maybe Ernst Röhm, a brutal military commander. Maybe Joseph Goebbels, a propaganda genius. Maybe Hermann Göring, a decorated war hero. Maybe someone history never recorded. Would they be as effective? Hitler had a freakish combination of charisma and cunning. He could work crowds into frenzies. He survived assassination attempts. He outmaneuvered rivals brilliantly. A different leader might fumble where Hitler succeeded. They might fail to unite Germany's fractured nationalist movements. The Nazi Party might remain fringe. Best case? German democracy survives. A moderate government stabilizes the economy. Germany pursues treaty revision through diplomacy, not tanks. Worst case? Someone more extreme seizes power, or the military stages a coup, or Germany fractures into civil war between fascist factions. Here's the uncomfortable reality. The poison was already in the water. Economic collapse, national humiliation, anti-Semitism, none disappear because Hitler's painting. Fascism is coming. The only question is, how bad? A different war. Does World War II still happen? Some version probably does. Japan still invades China in 1937, driven by Japanese imperialism, not Hitler. Mussolini still wants to rebuild Rome's empire. Italy invades Ethiopia regardless. Germany still wants to revise Versailles, still wants lost territories back, still wants to rebuild militarily. But here's what changes. Hitler's specific obsessions shaped our World War II. His pathological hatred of Jews drove the Holocaust. His Lebensraum ideology demanded conquering Eastern Europe. His strategic incompetence, invading Russia, declaring war on America, cost Germany winnable battles. A different leader means different obsessions, strategies, targets. Maybe instead of one apocalyptic world war, we get regional conflicts. Japan's war stays in Asia. Limited European wars over territory. Still terrible, but not World War II terrible. And then there's the Holocaust. Hitler's genocidal hatred created the systematic murder of 6 million Jews, plus millions more Roma, disabled individuals, LGBTQ people, and political enemies. Anti-Semitism existed throughout Europe. Persecution might still occur. But the industrialized genocide, gas chambers, death camps, bureaucratic machinery of mass murder, that was Hitler's unique evil. A different dictator might kill thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. But 6 million? Probably not. Not with that systematic efficiency. It's horrifying, but it matters. The world today. What does 2025 look like if Hitler spent his life painting? Best case, World War II never reaches the scale we know. Tens of millions live. The Holocaust doesn't happen. European Jewish communities thrive. Warsaw, Dresden, Hiroshima, never destroyed. Technology develops differently. The Manhattan Project might not happen in the 1940s. Computers, jet engines, rockets, all accelerated by war, develop slower. The United Nations doesn't exist. The Cold War might not happen. Israel might not be founded in 1948. The entire geopolitical order gets rewritten. Everyone who died lives. They have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Entire family trees that don't exist in our world exist in theirs. But people who met because of war never meet. Your grandparents might not cross paths. You might not exist. The butterfly effects are infinite. One rejection letter. Could it really have prevented 70 million deaths? The truth is complex. Hitler didn't single-handedly cause World War II. The economic collapse, the national rage, the global tensions, those existed. But individuals matter. Hitler's specific hatreds, his strategic choices, his ability to seize power, those shaped history in ways someone else might not have. Could an art school acceptance have prevented the Holocaust? Maybe. World War II entirely? Probably not. But it might have made it smaller. Less destructive, less genocidal, we'll never know. One mediocre artist became history's greatest monster not through talent or genius, but by weaponizing existing rage at exactly the right moment. History is terrifyingly fragile. Small moments cascade into massive consequences. One decision by one examiner in 1907 might have changed everything. Or maybe the currents of history were too strong. Maybe someone else would have filled the void. That's the haunting part. We can't rewind history and find out. What do you think? Could one acceptance letter have rewritten the 20th century?